Hello and welcome to another Tuesdays at 2, a forum where I talk about a different topic each week. So today's topic is interim management a good option? This is Tuesdays at 2 and episode number 179. So interim management is an interesting topic and something that's discussed amongst executive recruiters and with the very senior executives. And it's becoming very common today, very prevalent. And it's a good skill set to have. And if you are looking for a good challenge, then I suggest you listen to this Tuesdays at 2. So it is an option. It is a great option, but it depends on your tolerance to stress, challenges, maybe relocation, and working really, really hard for a certain set of time that will bring whatever you've been employed for, bring it to a conclusion. So it's not for somebody who's early in their career. It's more for somebody who's mature, seasoned, and at the latter end of their career. Now, if anybody's got any comments, please put them in the comments below. It doesn't have to be related to today's topic, interim management, but anything that's on your mind about job search or career management generally, resume, CVs, personal branding, executive recruiters, please put the question in the topic and in the comments, and I will answer them as we go through this Tuesdays at 2. So it's not normally for people early in their career. It's for people who are more mature, seasoned, and at the latter end of their career and who have a wide array of skill sets. So it's very, very important that you are willing to work really hard, because often the mandate you sign up to when you're in interim management, become an interim management manager, is quite demanding, not just on your skill set, but your emotions and your time. But it can be extremely rewarding financially. So it is a good challenge if you have those skill sets, using every single skill set in your toolbox and being able to communicate and sometimes make tough decisions swiftly, just like that, will help. So if you have those skills and have a great communication skills and be able to get buy-in from very skeptical stakeholders, whether they be internally and externally, that's a great skill set to have for an interim management. It can be a short time, it can be a few weeks, but it also can be a few months. It can also be more than a few months. It can be year and a half appointment. It depends on what the challenge is and what the mandate is, but it can be very, very good for you financially. So it's very viable, and you need to be able to really be able to get your challenge and meet that challenge, whatever that challenge is. Now, how do you find these executive interim appointments? They are mostly hired through executive recruiters. In fact, now I'm seeing across the world more and more executive recruiters specialize in just interim management. They do nothing else but interim management. So that shows me and shows you how important that is becoming. And it's a widening a demographic, the skill set that people are looking for. So interim management is becoming quite a good option for you if you are more at the latter end of your career and actively seeking a new challenge and looking to bump up your finances. So I would suggest that an interim management manager is very, very viable, very challenging, and very financially rewarding. But it does take a toll on you if there is a demanding mandate, say resurrecting a company or realigning a company, restructuring a company, and negotiating with banks for extra funding, or negotiating with other financial institutions to get financing. So you have to have a really broad skill set and be prepared to work very hard. So I would suggest it is a great option for you, and I would accept it if you are wanting that demanding mandate at the latter end of your career. Executive interim management, yes, suggest it, put it in your thing. It's also good to put in your resume, your CV, because if you've got 1 or 2 under your belt, you're more likely to be hired for the next executive interim management position. That's it for that topic. If anybody's got any questions or want any clarity around this topic, I'm more than happy to answer them. If anybody wants a free, no obligation, no sales pitch resume CV critique, I'm more than happy to give it to you. I will put my email on the screen there. There it is, martin@analyteresume.com. So free, no obligation resume or CV critique. Or if anybody wants a LinkedIn audit, I will go through that from top to bottom, scroll down, because that's a very, very important document. I'm going to suggest that probably 75% of the profiles I see aren't up to scratch, and they need to be more impactful and to sell yourself and more complete. And I do have an extensive YouTube channel. If anybody wants a lot of topics, a wide array of topics in executive career management, they are waiting for you on my YouTube channel. Please press the subscribe button and the bell button where you will be notified of all future videos to come. So unless anybody's got, here we go. Here's Aldo's got a question here. What are the risks of this option? Well, it's a limited engagement, Aldo. It could be, as I say, a few weeks. It could be a few months. It could be up to a year and a half. But I am seeing a lot of people who accept that are then employed full-time afterwards. So it takes them on from an interim management, the same company, to a full-time gig. There's risks to anything. As soon as you sign up for a full-time job, you've listened to me before talking about on Tuesdays at 2, every full-time appointment is a temporary appointment because you can be terminated at any time. So there's a risk to your whole of your career at any stage, whether it be interim management or full-time gig. There's a risk to everything. So I hope that answers your questions. I'm just being realistic. I say it as it is because there's no point in beating around the bush. You should, from today onwards, everybody watching this should be managing their career, because you only get one chance, and you need to be managing your career while you're gainfully employed. So if you are terminated for whatever reason, and terminations are very rife today, I'm seeing more terminations in the last 2 or 3 or 4 weeks across the world. So manage your career, and then that you do lower the risk. Those who manage their career can earn more money, are happier, and can retire earlier. So there's a good option for you. So hopefully that answers your question. You've got one more. Yep, resurrecting a company is definitely an extra burden. But if you have done that before and you embrace that challenge, go for it. You've got a record of doing that. Maybe just playing a little role in resurrecting a company, restructuring a company, or whatever, realigning company, whatever you want to call it. Then go for it, because the rewards can be significant. And is it worth it? Sure, it is. You can. Some of the money I'm seeing, the salaries are huge, literally huge. But you have to be willing to work long hours and embrace that challenge and use every single facet of your skill set. Hopefully that has helped you, Aldo. And anybody got any other questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. If not, I will see you next week for another Tuesdays at 2, when I will have a different topic. And anybody's got any want their resume or their CV professionally critiqued, I'm more than happy. There's my email below, and I will give you 30 minutes over Zoom to discuss it with you. But I say it as is, because you only get one kick of the can. So I will see you next Tuesday. In the meantime, do something this week to manage your career.